Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Mod Monkey for those of you that are new here. Today we're going to be covering Peridot. I've been playing the game since the game has released and I've been having a lot of fun with the game, but there are some issues with the game that I would like to discuss today and kind of get you guys' opinion on how you feel about the game. I've been polling the community and asking friends here and there how they felt about the game, and I've been really getting the same kind of message all the way through, which leaves me with this one question. How will Peridot go on from here? Will they make significant changes going forward, or will they continue with the same model? I also want to talk about other games because I feel like it does relate to the choices that were probably made with Peridot, and why they decided to go in this direction. So for all of you guys who've been with the channel for a minute, you guys do know that I loved Wizards Unite. I've played Ingress, was addicted to Ingress when that first came out, played Pokemon Go, still play Pokemon Go from time to time, and I've completely dived into Wizards Unite when that came out and decided I wanted to start making content for Wizards Unite because I love the game so much. I did understand that game had glaring gameplay loops. So if you want to break down games like any other game that you would play that you would get addicted to, you realize that you log on every single day to that game because it gives you tasks and things that you need to do daily that give you kind of like a dopamine hit. It gives you a reason to log back in. It gives you kind of fulfillment when you complete those tasks, and also it serves as progressing your character forward or progressing yourself forward so that you can reach some ultimate goal at the end of the rainbow. With Wizards Unite, we all understood that the gameplay loop just wasn't there, and they also did not really monetize their game or try to until the very end with advertisements. But then by then it was too late. The game wasn't making enough revenue for the company to keep Wizards Unite going. Ultimately, they had to shut the doors of that beautiful game, something that I wish that would get reversed in the near future or later on down the future. I hope that they would make another stab at Wizards Unite. But anyway, we are now at Peridot, and Peridot's doing something pretty interesting. I say it's interesting because there is really no other word for it, to be honest with you. They decided to put breeding behind a paywall. So let's explain what Peridot is. So to break it down, Peridot is a virtual Tamagotchi game. That's the best way I can explain it. It's an AR Tamagotchi game, and they themselves in their promotional material explain that the best way to explain their game is Tamagotchi. So basically, you raise your pets, your dots is what they're called, and you can get unique features from them. And when you breed them, you're trying to breed in other features as well. The way it's been implemented is pretty interesting, and we'll go into that because I feel like it's a part of the problem that I'm currently having with the game. So when you raise your dot, it is completely awesome. You have daily quests that you want to do because you get those purple stars that will contribute to the growth of your dot. So your dot has 3 stages. It's baby form, it's teenage form, and it's adult form. Every day it's gonna have wants, things that it wants to do or wants to see or wants to interact with, and you have to fulfill those wants. There are workarounds to those, like if it wanted to see a dog, you can just pull up a picture on your phone or on the iPad, and it would sometimes trick it into thinking that that's a dog. It does work, but primarily you get the most enjoyment from this game, and I would have to agree with all my other friends. You get the most enjoyment of this game by actually going out, exploring the world around you, and having fun playing with the AR out in an open environment. For those of you guys that are on iPhone, it's even more cool because I think that they're using the LiDAR sensor that's on your phone to map out the physical area around you. It does know depth. There is some form of depth map that is applied with iPhone users as far as I've seen, because it does know how close it is or how far away things are. And there is occlusion. It can go behind objects and stuff like that, which is pretty cool. So once you raise your dot to adult, you can go to what are called habitats. Habitats are basically take the form of the POIs that are from Pokemon Go and from other games. They're points of interest, and it serves as kind of like a meeting place where you can not only show off your dot, but you can also click on other people's dots and request. You can request to breed with them. You can also forage in the area, and you can get dewdrops and sometimes other rare items as well. So probably dewdrops and the other type of materials you can get. And yeah, those are the things that you can do. The only two things you can do. Sometimes your dot will have once, and the once will be to go to a habitat and also to walk a certain amount of time to get you out and about. All fun and games. Now, once your dot is an adult and you're ready to breed, you run into a wall basically. So when you first get the game, they give you in the store shop, they give you a bed of sorts so that you can breed once. You also start off with a dot, so essentially you get 2 dots. The third dot is heavily discounted in the store, so it's $3, I believe, instead of paying the whole $5 price for a bed. But normally the beds that you need to breed are $5. Breeding, I would say, is 97 or 98% of this game, because after you finish the loop of raising your dot, you're going to want to breed with other people in order to get the rare purple traits that give your dot a very unique look. So you have LED, you have iridescent, you have I think furry or fuzzy, and furry or fuzzy or hairy or whatever. That's the one I have, and it's the only trait that I've been able to breed. When you go to breed with another breeder, you realize that you're met with 2 different choices. It will ask you if you want to unlock all the traits. You would have to pay gems, green gems, which is an in-game currency to money translation. And if you want to go the free route, you could just use the free currency and a bed. Either option will also require a bed. Now, if you go the free option, from what I've seen, you only will unlock the traits that you've unlocked already by leveling. So as you level your keeper level, you will unlock the ability to breed certain traits. If you haven't unlocked those traits, which will be highly unlikely if you're only 11 or 10, level 10 or 11, you won't have any of the purple traits really unlocked. If you don't pay into it, then you won't get those traits unlocked. Now, I had a friend who I met on Twitter of all places, who had like 5 traits unlocked already from his breeding. Talking with the individual, he expressed that he spent over $100 on his 5th gen dot, and he has 10 other dots that he spent a little over 100 as well to get them to where they need to go as far as breeding. Pretty pricey. So I was hoping that, people would still be able to benefit from those hardcore breeders who don't mind throwing $1,000 or so into the game in order to get a dot that they would want to breed with everyone else. So I went to go try to breed with this individual's dot, and I realized in order to unlock all the traits that he's gotten on his dot, I would have to pay $50. It was 5,000 and some change gems, and the gem store to buy gems, they didn't have 5,000 as an option. It was 6,000, and 6,000 is $50. Pretty pricey for a game. So this leaves me with a question with Peridot. Once you can't play with the breeding wall, the paywall, once you realize you're not going to be accessing that as much, and you're left with just the raising of dots whenever you get a chance, or if they ever, like tomorrow's going to be community day, If they ever throw out beds for community days, it's to be seen, basically. If they ever go this route, um, you're left with just doing your daily tasks, which can be done within minutes with the adult dots that you currently have. Anything you do with once is basically wasted because your dot is an adult. The growth doesn't contribute towards anything, and you're only going to be working towards your weekly and dailies that will give you XP towards your keeper level. Now, this game is a pay-to-play game, and as it stands right now, there is no fun game loop that exists outside of paying to play this game. That being said, I would love to know who's still playing the game. Do you plan on playing this game long term? Do you feel like breeding should be looked at again as far as being locked behind a paywall? I personally don't think that the core of the game should be locked behind a paywall, but this brings us also back to the history of Niantic games and why they probably went in this direction. They probably went into this direction because they need a permanent source of income in order to ensure that the servers will go on for a while and not get shut down because of monetary issues. I personally think that this game is just like other games I've seen in the past, is really heavy in the accessories and would do very well in selling accessories for the dots if they choose to go that way, and bring open the breeding aspect of the game, which is, in my opinion, where the fun is actually at. Leave that open, or leave it to force gameplay interaction. What I mean by that is they could make it so that you would have to go and visit habitats in order to get beds, or you would have to interact with a habitat a certain amount to unlock a level where you would start to get beds. Something of that nature to encourage people to go outside and actually explore the world around them, and then bring in a cosmetic items like they already have for your dots in order for people to buy into, so that they can make their dot look even more unique. Or if they wanted to, they could take the different archetypes that they have and put that behind some type of paywall, I guess, and leave the core breeding mechanics open for people to explore and mess around with. And if they wanted like very unique aspects, or maybe seasonal aspects of that they wanted to introduce into the dot, then they could buy into that, I guess. I really don't know. As it stands right now, the stuff that's locked out of the paywall, the free portion of the game, is just not fun. I've played with it for a while. I've asked around. I've tried to understand the game as best as possible before I put my 2 cents in, because I didn't want to go in blindly and then realize that there was some type of mechanic out there that allowed me to enjoy the breeding, or enjoy the rest of the game loop that is outside of breeding. It's just not there. Now, I would like to preface this with the game is absolutely incredible. The dots, the way it interacts with the world, where the different daily quests that you have to do, how smart it is, the AI that's used. This game is technically and visually stunning, and it is an incredible AR game. I would preference that this game has the potential to rival Pokemon Go one day if they continue to add features and they continue to build on what's here. It is a very exciting game. However, I feel like me and a lot of other people are really hitting that wall where we don't feel like it's worth it to throw hundreds and hundreds of dollars in order to have the privilege of having a unique dot. In the gameplay loop, outside of that, it's just not there to encourage us to come back and play over and over again. So yeah, that's where I am. I'm going to be playing the community day tomorrow just to see what happens. I'm also going to be exploring around. This is another opportunity for me to get back into vlogging and going out and doing all kinds of stuff like that, bringing us back to the Wizards Unite days. And yeah, I didn't want to make a negative video because I'm really enjoying this game. But there's just this whole aspect of the game definitely needs to be talked about. I want to know if I'm alone in this decision. It seems like everyone else is having a lot of fun. It seems like everyone's breeding a lot too, which, yeah, power to you if you're able to power to you if you're on your 20th gen of your dot, because this game is very addicting. But as it stands right now, to try not to be too hyperbolic, you're paying to breed and roll the wheel and see what you get, basically. So it's kind of like a slot machine. And I can see where the addiction is. The game is beautiful. Getting a hold of these really unique traits is incredible and exciting and new. And yeah, where do you guys' thoughts? I would really love to know what you guys' thoughts are with Peridot so far. Post down in the comment down below if you're on the heavy hardcore breeder side, if you're on your 10th gen and you have some really unique ones. Post your friend codes down below as well. Add me. I will still be playing this game. I'm on my 3rd generation, my 3rd dot, and I think that's where I'm going to stop. That's where I'm going to be at until things change with this game. So link me down below. I have a friend who has some really awesome traits, and if I ever do like a subathon or something, I'll probably throw some money towards this game, just to have one very unique dot that has a bunch of traits. But yeah, what are your thoughts about the game? Have you been playing it? How do you feel about the breeding system being behind the paywall? Are you okay with it? How are you doing? Are you just gonna have the 3 dots and that's it, or 2 dots and that's it? Are you going to go heavy hardcore into this? Just let me know what your feeling is. Let's open it up to have an open discussion down in the description, down in the chat below. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. The next video I'm editing is we went and took my son to a bounce house, which was pretty cool here in Jersey. And yeah, I'll show you guys the video from that. That should be going live probably shortly after this. So feels good to finally be well enough to start making videos again. I'm slowly coming back for you guys that don't know. And yeah, it feels good to start making content again. Not gonna lie. So okay, without further ado, love you guys. Thank you guys for, always being around and supporting the channel. And yeah, check the links down in the description below if you want to join the community and all that jazz. You guys know what to do. Love your faces. My name is Mod Monkey. I'll see you guys in the next video.